So you see, the thing is we're just all chained to the wall, staring at shadows of ducks. It might seem a bit quackers, but I really think ducks are just one of the best ways to visualize Plato's allegory of the cave.
You really think so?
I really think so. Also, hi everyone, welcome to Oh That's a Podcast, an audio variety show where three people talk about philosophy and how ducks relate to them for some weird reason.
Ducks encompass a lot.
Yes. My name is Ian, and I will be taking you on a guide into the mind of ducks. It's truly a blessing. Duck knowledge.
And I am Isaac, and I shall simply be absorbing all of this knowledge about ducks.
My name's the Tweebus Bandibus, and I'm going to be talking about Rene Descartes. Whoa! I did it! I did the mind slinging. Hey, it's me, Tweebus Bandibus from another reality. I know this seems a little weird, but if you've seen the hit film Everything Everywhere All at Once, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Yeehaw! Howdy, partner. It's me, the spoiler cowboy. Why am I a cowboy? Don't question it. It's really best for the both of us if you don't question it. Anyways, spoilers. Look out, there's spoilers for the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you would like to skip those spoilers, and I heartily recommend that you do, it's a great movie to go in blind, skip to 21 minutes and 25 seconds. This is your one last chance to skip to that time that I just mentioned. Alrighty. Well, if you haven't seen the movie and you haven't skipped, it's your own funeral, cowboy. Yeehaw! See you around now. That's right, it's Everything Everywhere All at Once watch, and the only way that you guys can do your mind link slingings is by performing the unlikely task of talking about
Ducks.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Ducks.
Not ducks. Sorry.
Oh. Aw.
Wait, so are you like, are you like a puppet, but like, never mind, I was gonna make a reference, but then that's just gonna be too spoilery.
There's a duck underneath my hat that's pulling on my hair and telling me to say these weird things.
It's the new game mode in Untitled Goose Game. You get on someone's head and you just control them.
Untitled Duck Game.
So we're gonna be talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once for a bit, right, laddies?
You better, because that's the only way that you can access your special mind-slinging powers. They got a launch pad revved up for you, and you have to talk about Everything Everywhere All at Once. The movie where... oh, frick, what's her name? It's not Janet Van Dyne. Oh my gosh. I always forget her name. Hold on a second. This would have been a lot funny if I could remember this actress's name.
Wait, who is she in the movie?
Hold on.
Are you thinking of Jobu?
Oh, there we go. The movie where Jamie Lee Curtis has hot dog fingers, and I really hate it.
Yes. So aside from the hot dog fingers and the other things,
which we're not going to talk about, it's family friendly. Sorry.
What did you guys think?
I thought it was confusing, but good.
It was brilliant. I loved it a lot. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, if you take out those things, I thought it was a solid movie. Not the type of movie that I would recommend to everyone, but if I found somebody who has like the same weird brain that I do, I would say check it out. It's a decent film.
Yeah, it's definitely not what I'd recommend to everyone. But yeah,
No.
I immediately recommended it to my brother by saying that it was the best film I'd ever seen.
Now, Dauntless, I know that you described it as Scott Pilgrim meets Matrix meets... What else was it now?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse, which I thought was a very good way of doing it. I liked the Matrix aspect of it. And I had a great one to compare it to, but I can't remember it now, so it's not as clever as it was. It has a very Jackie Chan-esque charm to it, with a lot of the physical stunts. If you want to see somebody get beat up, if you want to see several people get beat up by a fanny pack, and a fanny pack alone,
such a good scene.
You should watch Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Or watch someone eat an entire tube of chapstick.
Oh, man.
5 seconds before he beats people up with a fanny pack.
That was like the best.
Yeah,
that was like the best way to introduce like a concept with no context,
Yes.
and then explain why it was done afterwards so that it actually makes sense.
Yep.
Because in that whole scene, everything is so confusing.
Yeah, I mean,
So I normally hate exposition.
hates it with a passion.
Watching Sonic 2 was incredibly boring for me, not just because I couldn't get invested in the characters and the plot was 100% predictable, but also because there's a incredibly large amount of very blatant exposition where it's like, oh no, what are we going to do? Tails, how about we just do this thing that wasn't explained before, but that I'm explaining to you right now so that we can move on and do this now.
You see, Sonic, in 1969, we discovered a way to use the rings to travel to Angel Island, which has the Master Emerald. And by using the Master Emerald, we can create the Omega Laser, which will kill Dr. Robotnik. Straight up kill him in a children's game.
So it was like that just takes me straight out of the movie. And yet films like Everything Everywhere All at Once have an incredible amount of exposition in order to get complex ideas across, and something in the way that they do it just doesn't take me out of the movie.
I think the difference between Sonic's way of doing it and Everything Everywhere All at Once's way of doing it is that with Sonic, like you mentioned, it's super predictable. Like that movie is majorly predictable for anyone who just like knows a lot about movies and like how movie plots usually work.
Yeah, totally, especially when Shadow the Hedgehog showed up as the twist. I haven't seen Sonic 2.
Yeah, Shadow isn't in it.
I haven't seen any of the Sonic movies, so.
But with Everything Everywhere All at Once, though, it's like I could not, besides like the twist villain part, which I don't even count as being a twist villain because it shows her without her face for like 1 second and then shows you who she actually is.
And they reveal the twist like a third of the way into the movie.
Yeah, it's I don't even think...
Yeah, it's not that much of a twist.
I honestly think it was meant to be like kind of... I think it was done that way on purpose so that it was like kind of to tell you like, hey, we're not going to try and make you like try and guess who this character is and try to actually like wonder about it because we know that you know who it is. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, the film wasn't like, we're not going to try to engage you with a, uh-oh, is this a twist villain? Is this the twist villain? We're going to try to engage you by forcing you to watch several movies at once and trying to figure out what's actually happening on screen. In a fun way.
Yeah, and I think part of what you're getting at there, Ian, is like, I don't think, like in most movies that have a twist villain, it's like the entire point is trying to figure out the villain, or just reversing, like you think this is the villain, but psych, it's actually this other character that is the villain that you may or may not have seen coming because they're like the super nice guy. Whereas with Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's not trying to do that. Like it doesn't care about that. It's about the relationships between characters and how that plays out more than about a twist villain.
It really pulls an Incredibles, where it's an action movie. Sorry, my bad. Where it's a family drama disguised as an action movie.
Yes. Which was one of the things I found so engaging about it, because like it takes, you know, what at first glance appears to just be a regular, you know, modern movie, and then tosses in the fantastical.
Yeah.
It really is a great example of the genre of magical realism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, of all of like the types of people to be like thrown in as a protagonist of a multi-dimensional like action movie, a middle-aged Asian mother is like the craziest, wackiest thing you could have possibly done, and I love that so much. They took every single possible crazy, wacky turn with character choices, with character like interactions, character arcs. Literally everything was just so crazy and like off the wall bonkers, but it just made so much sense because they executed it perfectly. I love the pacing of the movie. That's one of the reasons why I think it works so well. It's because nothing was ever like slowed down too much. It was all perfect.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded a second or two to actually breathe before, oh, everybody's turned into a rock, or oh, hot dog fingers, or oh, Rakakuni.
Oh, I freaking loved the rock scene.
I describe the movie as a Rubik's Cube, where you give it to my brain, and my brain is like, haha, that's a good movie. and then it's like trying to figure out everything about the movie as it's going. I literally couldn't stop thinking about that movie until I like went downstairs and watched an episode of Classic Simpsons.
I don't know. There aren't that many movies that I've seen recently that I like make me laugh out loud.
I felt bad for how much I was laughing in the theater.
I laughed out loud in the theater. Like I was sitting alone in my own row. There were some people behind me and some people in front of me further down. And there were multiple points where I was definitely laughing, and that rock scene was one of them.
Yeah, I felt bad for like the 5 other people in the theater.
Dude, the scene where the grandfather is eating the pudding, you were laughing so loud. It was so funny. He just pans to him eating the pudding, and Thatcher's just sitting there like bawling. Oh, man. Yeah, that was great. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
the comedic timing of the movie was fantastic.
Oh.
It
So
is
good.
great.
Oh,
Yeah, one of the things you were talking about pacing,
oh.
and with the title sequence popping up at the beginning where it says Everything Part 1,
Those were good.
and then later it's Everywhere Part 2 and All at Once Part 3.
Yeah, those were nice.
My first instinct was, hey, this is going to be a 3-act structure based on that.
Oh, it wasn't though.
No, very quickly I think just before it got to part 2, or maybe a little bit into part 2, I was like, no, definitely not.
This movie was like all climax.
I will say though, this is like a thing that like scared me when we were watching it. It like, and this is like a kind of a heavy spoiler for people watching at home. If you care about watching this movie, I'd probably skip ahead like maybe a bit.
I mean, we're having a spoiler disclaimer at the start of this episode.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean,
guess
I
I'll just-
think you could probably just stick it like before, like a little bit before now, because
Oh,
most of
well,
this first stuff that we talked about would like be minor spoilers, maybe.
I'm still just going to include
Sure.
it at the very beginning.
like just if you don't want to like be spoiled for
Mhm.
anything, because it's a great movie. Like, people should really consider watching it. But the part of the movie where it like rolls the credits and then it goes to the dimension where it's like the movie that we're watching is the movie they're watching. I honestly thought the movie was going to end right there, and there was going to be a sequel, and it was going to be like chapter 2, and it was going to be called Everywhere or something. I honestly thought that, and when that happened, because I had lost track of time at that point, I couldn't not.
Yeah.
My sense of time just like shut down completely watching this movie. We literally got to the halfway point, and I was like, "Wait a minute, haven't we been watching this for like 3 hours or something?"
Yeah, he leaned over and asked me, and I'm like, no, it's only been like an hour. And he's like, what?
It's just so much. But yeah, I legitimately thought the movie was going to end right there, and they were going to have like a second one or something, and it was going to be like chapter 2 Everywhere, because the first chapter was called Everything. So yeah, I literally almost panicked in the theater.
I want to say there's just one other movie I've seen that does something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I agree with you. I feel as if there's one other film, but I can't think of another movie that's had the false ending.
So the one that I'm thinking of is Run Lola Run. It's a super wacky film that uses like Groundhog Day stuff. So it's repeating the same things, but in slightly different ways. And I want to say that it's like 3 different paths. And I feel like 2 of them end in death or something like that.
Oh, it's got Joachim Kroll in it. And Herbert Knaup.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We watched it for my film class at Wenatchee Valley College.
Oh, and Heino Furch. I don't know who any of these people are.
I just realized we kind of went way super duper omega off track with this. It's already been like 16 minutes.
Yeah, okay, well, here's what we'll do. Closing thoughts. If I had a nickel for every time I've seen James Hong kick someone's tuchus in a wheelchair, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's strange that I've seen it twice.
What a great casting choice, man. That's brilliant.
I told my dad about it, and he was like, "What? How old is he?" And I'm like, "Oh, he looks kind of like he did in Big Trouble in Little China as David Lopan, except not as old." Another great film. Yeah, that was a solid movie. Good casting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad that we've gotten to the point where people are making movies and video games specifically designed for me. I've thought of a lot of stories similar to Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought of a lot of stories similar to the plot of the game Control. So I'm really glad that people are maybe visiting me in my sleep and just saying, "Hey Thatcher, I'm gonna make a movie. What do you want to see in it?" So yeah, I'm just glad that we've gotten to that point.
It is really nice. We mentioned this after we watched the movie, but I honestly would rather a movie try to be as artistically inclined as possible and fail, rather than it be as bland and generic as possible and fail, if not worse. You know. Luckily, this movie was extremely great, and it was an amazing piece of art, and it also was really, really good and successful. Like, it managed to hit all of the feel good points, which is very rare nowadays.
Yeah, I think one of the most surprising things about it to me is like it didn't end up being like a niche film or a cult film that's like popular after theaters. It's like if you look on IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes, like it has been really well received by both critics and just regular moviegoers, and I think that's surprising considering just how out there it is and how many things it does in surprising ways. And it just feels like to me a lot of other movies that do that end up being either cult classics or like very niche films that some people really, really enjoy and a lot of other people just don't.
So it's a critically acclaimed cult classic almost. I think it's one of the ways that I described it is it's very technically adept, I would say, where there are a lot of just really beautiful uses of cinematography and direction and storytelling. However, I think that
the opening shot.
Yeah, exactly. However, I think that some of the more bizarre aspects of it might steer certain people away, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to see that, as you said, it's being well received.
Even though this movie definitely can't be appreciated by everyone, I think we're starting to get into kind of a world where cinema is able to be way better received no matter how abstract it is. Because, like, back in the day, if cinema was abstract, you definitely had, like a very niche, like, following where it was only received by, like, a very select group of people. But I think we're getting into kind of like a world of cinema where the perspective of people in general is becoming a lot more like leaning in the world of abstract like thinking with a lot of movies, because there's just been so many movies like that recently.
Well, what do you mean like that recently? So many movies like that. What are other ones that you're thinking of?
Well, I'm also thinking of Inception, which is definitely a very abstract movie, but that movie gained a very massive following, and it's very, very popular, and I haven't really ever heard of anyone criticizing it or saying it's bad. Or just...
I have.
Oh, really?
I thought you meant by recently, you meant like in the past year or two. You just meant...
No, I mean like
in the
kind
past
of just...
20 years.
In the past like maybe 10 to 15 years type of thing. Because like when you look at cinema in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was definitely a lot more like, what do you call it? Narrow. Like there was not a lot of...
Well, actually, I don't want to shoot you down, but in the 90s, there was a really interesting... There was a period where there was sort of a theater bubble in which people had more theaters than they did movies to show. So a lot of really interesting niche movies for about a year. I'm wanting to say it was 1999. I might be wrong. Got published, which it was, I don't know, it was just kind of one of those interesting moments where the stars aligned. I can't think of a lot of the films, but from my research, I think a movie, Office Space, was one of those movies that got produced that just might never have gotten produced in that time. But I think part of the reason why we're getting stranger and stranger movies produced nowadays is we're really putting the power to produce a lot of movies into the hands of the people. There are so many tools that are now commercially available for those who want to make it, that if they sit down and actually work on it, that they can make something crazy. I think the visual effects team for Everything Everywhere All at Once was actually composed of only 5 people.
Really?
So I think maybe one of the answers to your question, maybe not even the question that you posed, but just the idea of we're getting a lot of strange movies, I wonder why that is because it's just so much easier to make movies nowadays.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense, yeah.
Also, in interest of keeping things moving, any last closing remarks on Everything Everywhere All at Once?
We're all rocks.
We're all just rocks on a cliffside. Is that just all we're gonna say?
Yep.
Eh.
The rest is just text bubbles.
Yep.
It'll appear on screen for them.
Well, we can make a video podcast, whatever the heck that is.
I mean, if it's a podcast but you can see the people talking, is it really a podcast?
Yes.
Exactly. So, who wants to start?
I think we should do Ian's first, because it kind of ties in to what we were just talking about if we do one of the IMDb stuff.
True. Alright, we're going to be doing higher or lower game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a brand new segment. I am on moreorless.io, which is a website that lets you do higher or lower games for very specific subjects. And today we are going to be playing higher or lower for IMDb ratings for movies. So what movies have higher or lower IMDb ratings? Basically, the way higher or lower works is you're given 2 subjects, and you need to guess which one has a higher number or over a lower number, and it just keeps giving you like more and more of them to pick between. So, like, let's say I got Pixels the movie starring world famous Adam Sandler.
I mean, you could just read the one that's up front now.
That's also true. I could just do that. All right. I'm not going to know some of these movies, will I?
I know both of these.
You know both of these?
I know both of these.
Gosh.
I'm assuming that we're all looking at different
Oh,
movies.
no,
because mine...
No, we're doing screen share.
Yeah, I'm screen sharing.
Oh,
right
I
now.
didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, I didn't see that. I was just about to say, you should probably share your screen.
So
Already doing that.
the first option is There Will Be Blood from 2007, has an 8.2 IMDb rating. The General from 1926, it's a Buster Keaton film. Is that higher or lower?
I think it's lower.
I would agree.
Especially since it's an older movie, maybe it wouldn't receive as well if it's like
Oh,
really,
it's
really old.
fantastic slapstick comedy. It's from the silent era.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I guess I'll rate it lower since that's the general consensus.
8.1, that was close.
Only 0.1 IMDb rating.
Yeesh.
Lower, that's crazy. Alright,
Then Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2.
it's Harry Potter, so it's automatically going to have a high rating, right? Isn't that how Harry Potter works?
No, I think it's gonna have a lower rating than 8.1 for the general.
I think it's lower.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's lower.
Alright. I've only seen the first Harry Potter, so...
You can always vote higher and then just see what it actually
My
shows.
gosh, that came out in 2011?
Oh, it was
Also
the
8.1. Wow.
They were both 8.1.
Ooh, Schindler's List, 1993.
Yeah, it should be higher, right?
I don't know. 8. These are some really good IMDb ratings, actually.
I think it's higher.
Sure. Go with higher.
I mean, this movie is like really, really well received.
It's
right?
a Steven Spielberg, so yeah.
Higher. 8.9.
8.9.
Yep. Memento from 2000.
Ooh, Memento. Christopher Nolan. It's a solid movie. I want to say it's lower than Schindler's List, though.
I would say lower. Yeah, I think that seems about right.
All right, Memento is lower than Schindler's List. Let's see.
8.4.
Brave of
Oh,
the
gosh.
Fireflies. Studio Ghibli.
I actually haven't seen this.
Oh, this is
I
Studio
haven't
Ghibli?
seen. I've only seen one of the movies on this list, and it's not Grave of the Fireflies. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I think Grave of the Fireflies might have been on our list of orphan movies back in the day.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I think it was.
I don't know. From what I know, Studio Ghibli is fairly well received, well rated. Just like across the board. I don't know
Yeah.
about Grave of the Fireflies specifically.
I mean, aren't there so many Studio Ghibli movies that some of them are just not that well received compared to others?
Maybe,
because
but
there's just
I
so
mean, I
many of them.
haven't really seen many, if any, actually. So
I haven't seen any.
I don't know that I can speak to this one very well.
Y'all should watch, dude. All three of us watching Spirited Away would be such a good time. I think we should
Wait
do
a
that
minute, I
eventually.
lied. I forgot about that. I did watch Ponyo when I was younger.
Oh, I need to watch Ponyo, dude. I'm gonna watch Ponyo today. Honestly, like I might actually
Okay,
watch.
let's go with higher.
Okay, Grave of Fireflies is higher than Memento. You think?
I think so.
I mean, on the top 12 best orphan movies, it placed number 2. So
Right. Higher.
8.5,
8.5. Oh, dude.
just barely. Ooh, Batman and
Lower,
Robin,
lower,
definitely
lower,
lower.
lower.
1997 Batman and Robin.
I love this movie, but it's definitely lower than Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah.
3.7. Okay, I know that Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales is not great. It's definitely higher than 3.7.
Oh, yeah.
There was a Pirates of the Caribbean movie released in the year of our Lord 2017.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's Pirates of the Caribbean 5. It kind of just, I don't know. Pirates of the Caribbean gets to the point where it just repeats. The third one's fun. The fourth one's strange, but still pretty good. The fifth one is just very repetitive, I guess, of everything else that's been done in the franchise.
Pirates of the Caribbean is like Rock Band to me, where it was just a trend that passed me by. Super popular, and it just never really stuck with me.
Well, it's definitely higher than 3.7.
Yeah, it's definitely higher. I'm so sad though that Pirates kind of fell
8.
into that like. Wait, 8 for Dead Men Tell No Tales?
That's
What?
impressive.
That is impressive. How did it get so high? I didn't like that movie very much.
Okay, the next one is Warrior from 2011. I have not seen this, but it does have Tom Hardy in it.
Is he Hardy? Har 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 har.
Okay, I feel like a lot of the ones have been 8 point something or other.
Yeah.
So
I think it's lower
Yeah.
because I have no idea what this movie is.
Same.
I've never heard of it, yeah.
Alright,
no,
lower.
but it's gonna be higher.
Oh!
8.1.
It was 8.1, 1.1 over.
We only got a bronze medal.
Alright. Should we do IMDb movies one more time or switch to a different subject? Because there's a lot of them.
IMDb one more time.
I think the question is, how long are we planning to go for?
Well, let's just go one more time then and see
Okay.
where the wind blows. Alright. Okay.
Fresh.
I've not seen Fresh.
From 2022, 6.7 IMDb rating versus
that's
The
low.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
Bridge on the River Kwai. Higher, higher, higher. It was in We Didn't Start the Fire. It's got to be higher. It's got Alec
Go
Guinness.
for
in
it.
It's got to be higher.
Higher. 8.1, yeah.
8.1. A lot of things seem to be in 8s. Ooh.
Finding Nemo.
This is so difficult.
Ellen DeGeneres was in Finding Nemo?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Dory.
she was Dory.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Dude, is Finding Nemo higher than 8.1? I'm not
I
sure.
want to put it
Yes.
higher. I like Finding Nemo.
Yeah, I would put it higher.
It is a great movie. Yeah, I think I'd rate it higher too. If it's not higher, that's insane.
Most of Pixar's stuff is pretty good.
8.1.
even. Spider-Man 2, I would say lower.
Oh, but
Yes.
it's I really enjoy Spider-Man 2.
I need to see the Tobey Maguire ones again. It's been years. It's been like 10 years since I've
So
seen
because we watched them recently at camp, I've realized that I really like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I don't like his movies as much. I think they have a lot of problems. I have a lot of problems with them. I really enjoyed Spider-Man 2.
Okay. I don't think this is higher though, just like
Probably
based on how
not.
people
It's-
receive this movie.
Yeah, it's probably like 7 point something.
Yeah. All right. Spider-Man 2 lower than Finding Nemo. 7.3. Yep.
Boom.
Halloween 2018.
Lower,
Probably
lower.
lower.
Was Halloween 2018 really that bad?
I don't know, but
It's a Halloween sequel. How good can it be?
True.
Note that this is coming from someone who's never seen a Halloween movie. Although I do really like a lot of John Carpenter stuff.
6.6.
I was right.
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Harry Potter.
Probably higher, right?
Probably a little bit higher, I think.
Yes, Harry Potter.
I just automatically assume that Harry Potter is going to get
They
7.
get that. Well, so yeah. So the Harry Potters, they get more publicity, which I think raises the ratings a little bit.
Yeah.
Harry Potter. Guardium Leviosa.
Half-Blood Prince higher than 6.6? Yep,
7.6. Winnie the Pooh
2011.
from 2011.
That should be
I haven't
higher.
seen this.
I think that's higher.
From 2011?
I haven't seen many movies, is the thing.
It's Winnie the Pooh. I would expect it
I
to be
would say
higher. Just
higher. I
because
think
of
it's
that
got a really
alone,
high
right?
score. I think it's got like a very high score.
Go for
If
it.
it's,
I
I
think
just
it's
can't
lower,
imagine
but
it being lower. I can't imagine it being lower than like 7.6.
click
roughly.
higher and let's find out.
Oh,
7.2. That's what I thought.
7.2? Oh, wow.
It doesn't have the same production value as Harry Potter.
That's true. But it's Winnie the Pooh, man.
You heard it here first, folks.
Winnie the Pooh doesn't have the same production value as Harry Potter, turns out.
This just in, Winnie the Pooh doesn't have the same production value as Harry Potter. Stay tuned for more news updates.
Who would have guessed? Okay, so we got a bronze medal both times.
I mean, at least we got as high as 7 on the first one and 5
Yeah.
on the second one, you know?
It's pretty
We could've
good.
Failed immediately. Alright, do we want to try that one more time, or do you think we've used up our portion well
I
enough?
think it might be time to move on.
I think this we've took a while on the opening, so
Yeah, that's true. Alright, let's go. What do we
Okay.
got next, boys?
so we'll just go through a few of these. We'll end it at some point. What is that sound?
I mean, it's cutting out in Discord, so I can't really hear it, but I
Dang
already
it,
know
that
you're
didn't
playing
work
the
well.
Price is Right
It's
theme.
the sound. I'm gonna fix it in post. That, my friend, is the sound of the next bit that we're doing. A little game which I like to call The Price is Wrong.
Oh no.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Price is Wrong, the show where everything's made up, the points don't matter, and we use incorrect Drew Carey quotes. I'm sure that all of you are familiar with the TV show The Price is Right.
Yes, I watched a bunch of it when I was a kid.
Familiar, yes.
Okay. So for those of you who aren't familiar with The Price is Right, essentially what it is you get a bunch of middle-aged people, and you give them grocery items, and you tell them how much are these worth. And they dress up the games in different ways, and you win prizes. So it's like, some of the games are like, hi, I'm Drew Carey. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of, here's some laundry detergent and a bag of lemons. You guys got to guess...
And a brand new
And a brand new car! You guys got to guess which one is more expensive, which one is cheaper, or you guys got to guess what the price is. So I work at a thrift store, and we get a lot of strange things in. So I am used to looking up these things and finding the weird prices. So I have scoured the internet and have found 4 interesting items for you gentlemen here today.
Okay.
And if you would like to see what those items are for yourself and play along at home, you can check out our brand new Twitter. What? Ian, where's our Twitter at?
Our new Twitter is otap_podcast. Yeah.
If you're looking at the picture of Officer Big Mac, you've gotten to the right place.
Make sure to hit us up with a follow, because we need it, please. We're desperate. This is the only way we make money.
Yes, and use the hashtag...
Wait, we're getting paid?
Don't tell
you guys are getting paid? So, gentlemen, here's the way that this is going to work. I'm going to drop an Amazon listing for an item into the chat. You guys are going to look at it without looking at the price, and you're going to try to guess what the price is. The person who gets the closest without going over wins that point for the round.
Wait, we're looking it up?
No, I'm going to drop an image in. So,
Okay, you're dropping the images. Got it.
So the first one off to an interesting start is a cow inflatable costume for adults with a very interesting looking man.
Okay.
One size fits most adults. Flexible design allows it to adapt. Perfect for Halloween, a bachelor or bachelorette party, or a fun costume party. Comes with a fan and requires 4 AA batteries. This is an inflatable cow costume? There's not much else to talk about here.
Okay, going off the price of costumes, I'm gonna say, like, I don't know, 30?
I think it might be like, well, you say it's inflatable, right?
Correctamundo.
So it's not just any cow costume; it's an inflatable cow costume.
Big difference.
I imagine that would make a pretty big difference. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's probably
While you consider the price, remember, look at how happy the man is inside of the costume. Look at that look on his face.
Oh, did you paste a? Oh, you pasted a picture.
Yeah, I did.
What does the man's face have to do with anything?
I don't know. I just wanted to comment on the look he's giving the camera.
He's trying to tell you exactly how much money he spends on this.
He's holding his hands apart like, oh, I spent this much money on it.
I'm gonna say 45. I think it might be pretty
So
expensive.
30 and 45?
Yep.
Well, Vanna White, show us the money. The cow inflatable costume for adults, one size, is $59.99 American dollars.
Yeesh.
Whoa, what?
So,
Yeah.
Ian, you win that point.
Crazy.
Yep.
Why would I buy a cow costume for $60 when I could just get Elden Ring? Like, what?
Definitely much better value.
You might have to be a little fruity in the head to spend that much money. And speaking of fruit, fresh mangosteen. How much? Fresh mangosteen. If you've played Pikmin 3, you know what this fruit is. But if you haven't, then that's okay if you don't know what it is.
Oh, this is that fruit from Pikmin?
This is that fruit from Pikmin 3.
So it's an actual fruit.
It's an actual fruit.
Oh.
And it's
Fresh
exotic.
mangosteen.
Rare and hard to find.
You get 9 to 10s fresh mangosteens. Seasonal, ships 2-day priority.
Does not have great reviews.
These things are about like twice the size of cherries, right? Size-wise?
I have no idea. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like they're about the size of maybe like a small orange.
You get 9 to 10 of them. I think this is gonna be like $12 or something.
I'm gonna stick with 30.
Alrighty.
Actually, wait, yeah, maybe more than that. Hold on, these aren't like these are kind of exotic fruits, right? Technically.
Oh yeah, you can't find this at your local grocery store.
I'm gonna say 25. Actually, I think 30 might be a little too high.
I'm getting close to my 30.
31. Haha. No, it's 25.
So you're doing 30, Dauntless, and Ian, you're doing 30 or 25?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, doing 25.
Well, the right answer is 71.76.
Holy crap!
Why?
Almost $75 for 10 to 9 fresh mangosteen.
That's kind of insane. Okay. Oh, it says very rare and hard to find exotic fruit on the description.
I read
didn't
that.
see that.
But still, that's ridiculous.
That is insane.
So do you have some of these fruits in the thrift store?
No. Sadly, none of these items we've gotten in at the thrift store. However, we have gotten some strange things in, like an anglerfish lamp, which I am really happy about.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which I would probably get, honestly.
I'm confused that you're happy about.
What?
I'm confused that you're happy about it, considering your dislike of deep sea creatures.
I know. I love anglerfish. I'm complicated.
Yes, you are.
Well, this fruit might cost you an arm or a leg, or perhaps your soul. The next item we have for sale is a coffin. Just a straight up coffin. How much do you guys think a coffin is?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a soul.
Nope.
I mean, that is a nice looking coffin. Jeez.
This is the Overnight Caskets Full Brush Copper W Heritage Bronze Finish 18 gauge casket coffin. 1 to 2 day shipping. Swing bar, handle, locking, mechanism, half couch, matching pillow / throw, adjustable bed, golden jewel tones, accessories. I cannot tell if this is a real coffin or a weird coffin bed, in all honesty.
So this is just straight up a coffin.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah.
There's only 12 less in stock. Order soon.
I love how it has the size of the coffin in the bottom part of the description, but it doesn't tell you what measurements it is. It just gives you numbers.
81 length. It's 81 people long.
So, I'm pretty sure. I feel like this is a bed because if you look at the top there, it has that like I don't know, like a comforter folded over top, half of it.
Yeah.
And the brand is Overnight Caskets.
Yeah. However, there are some genuine reviews about people who have used this as an actual coffin.
Okay.
And then there are other reviews from people who are making edgy jokes.
Well,
I'm gonna say that this is 250.
I'm saying it's more than that. I'm gonna go with like 300.
I stand by 250.
And you're doing 300, Dauntless?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay. Well, Dauntless wins because the real price is $1,349.99.
I figured it couldn't be lower than 200, but all I needed to do was go higher than Ian.
I'm sad now.
Alrighty,
Okay,
gentlemen.
what's the last item?
So I have to do a little bit of preparation for this one, because what separates this from The Price is Right is The Price is Right doesn't have our special round, which involves me to type a bunch of things in. We don't have the rights for that.
Ian has turned into a trumpet.
That song isn't like... I thought that song didn't have any royalties.
No, it does. Yeah, because I've tried to use it in the past and it's not royalty free.
Dang.
Yeah.
Are you royalty free, Ian?
Isn't America technically royalty free?
Yes.
I'm actually Lord of Scotland, technically,
Nice.
so you better show me some respect.
Hey, hold on a second. My dad is an actual Scottish lord. Watch what you're saying, buddy.
No, I am too.
Ye-
That was one of my Christmas. That
Oh,
was
you're
one
an
of my
actual
Christmas
Scottish
presents.
lord? You're Lord Ian Betancourt?
They bought like a 25 square inch like plot of land in Scotland, and it's just kind of
Congrats, sir.
It just kind of makes me a lord.
Congratulations.
There's like a tree.
Why
planted
isn't your
there.
Twitter bio? Why isn't your Twitter bio? Why isn't your Twitter bio Lord Ian Betancourt?
Because
Yeah, man, you gotta lord it over people.
Yeah.
I don't want people knowing that I'm the Lord Ian. Like what?
Lord Ian, the rebels have been captured. Alrighty, so the final round of the game is the special round. Are you guys familiar with the game Family Feud?
Yep.
Familiar? Yes.
So the way Family Feud works is they interview they take a poll of a bunch of people, of 100 people, and then they put the answers up on the board, and you're trying to guess what other people said to answer those answers. We're combining the two. So I have found an item, and these are the Coddies. Coddies fish flip-flops. The original fish slippers.
Oh my goodness.
Funny GIF. Unisex sandals. Bass slides, pool, beach, and shower shoes. Men, women, and kids. So you
That's
don't have to guess
fantastic.
what you think they are. You have to guess what everybody else thinks they are. I asked 7 people, and I took the average, which was surprisingly close to the actual price. I will tell you guys that much. So, how much do you think the Coddies are? Or how much do you think 7 people averaged out? How much do you think everybody else thought the Coddies were?
Okay.
I feel like this is gonna be a surprisingly high number.
I'm going with 20.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna say 30.
Alrighty. Well, the correct answer is 2437 is what everybody else thought it was. And the actual price was $23.99. So they got shockingly close to the real price. So, congratulations, Dauntless. You are the first winner of one of, I assume, many, many installations of The Price is Wrong.
Yes!
What do I do now?
Dauntless, your prize is a pair of Coddies. They will be shipped to your dorm in the middle of summer.
Ah, nice. When I will not be there.
Exactly.
So I'll just have to assume that someone stole them, not that you never sent them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're gonna have a fun cross-country adventure trying to find who took my Coddies in the 2023 summer blockbuster, Coddyshack.
Okay.
The Coddyshack is a little coddy place where we can cod together.
Oh my god, guys, we got to do something else.
Okay. Would you like to ask questions?
Me ask
No,
questions?
I'm asking questions. Would you like to answer questions?
Oh, well, I would like to ask
Yep.
questions personally.
Too bad. So, this is a list of questions to ask your friends when you're bored.
I'm your friend. Are you bored?
Yes.
Oh, my game wasn't exciting. Oh, man.
Well, it was exciting, but it's over now. So now I'm bored. So now we're
can't-
going to play another game.
I need something to fill that hole. That hole inside.
Okay. What are 3 of your favorite dog names of all time? Just for both of you.
That's hard, because I can't think of, like, a good dog name off the... Well, I can think of a couple off the top of my head. But usually it's like when people are talking about their dogs, and they're like, oh yeah, my dog's name is Dorito. And I'm like, that's a good dog name right there. I don't know if I know somebody whose dog name is Frito. Or Dorito. I don't know if I know somebody whose dog's name is Frito. Wesley and Buttercup are 2 dogs that I kind of know, and I think those are good names for dogs. I think, like, depending on the fictional character, a fictional character is a great name for a dog. I think Vader would be a good dog name.
Could you ask the question again really quick?
What are
Just
your
'cause
3 favorite dog names?
My 3?
Mm-hmm.
3 favorite dog names. I like the dog name Max. Max is like a good dog name to me. Even though it's like pretty common. I like Max. I like Rufus is a very funny name to me. I like that name. Max, Rufus, and oh man, I don't know.
Dinkus?
I like the name
Scromble?
Scromble.
Cromborb.
This is so hard. I've never really thought about dog names before.
Jeffers.
I like Tiny. Tiny is a good name, especially if you have a big dog. That's a great dog name.
It's like Little John.
Like, hey, Tiny, come here. And it's just this giant Rottweiler.
I think it's funny that all 3 of mine are fictional.
Yeah, what are yours, Dauntless's?
Cerberus.
Wow, I can't do possessives at all today.
So Cerberus is one.
Okay. It's a good one.
Nugget.
Nugget. Wait, how is that a fictional one?
It's from the Wing Feather Saga.
What is that?
It's a book series written by Andrew Peterson that tries to bridge the gap between Lord of the Rings and Princess Bride.
Sorry, what?
He tried to bridge the gap between Lord of the Rings and Princess Bride, and so he wrote the Wing Feather Saga.
There was a gap to begin with?
Well, yes, there's the epic fantasy of Lord of the Rings, and then there's the straight up comedy of Princess Bride, and so he tries to combine the 2, and he created the Wing Feather Saga.
Okay, I thought you meant like a narrative gap.
Nah.
And I'm like...
The character's dog is Nugget.
Gotcha.
And the third name is from Good Omens and is literally just dog.
Dog. Get over here, dog.
Were we supposed to be doing like fictional dog
No, it's just
names,
your
or
favorite
what
dog
was,
names.
Like
Mine just all happen to be fictional.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how about this? What words make you cringe when you hear them?
Sus. Actually, no. Take that back. The word cringe, actually.
Huh.
Yeah, I hate that word. I don't want to see people spamming that word to me now. But I don't know, just using that to describe
So
things.
everyone please email cringe to
Cringe, and pony. I think those are the 2 words that I'm like, yeah,
Interesting.
sorry, pal. I don't really like those.
My 3 words are My Little Pony.
My 3 words are I love you. I'm a very sad man.
I can't say those words. It's cringy.
My 3 words are leave me alone.
My 3 words are please a sandwich.
What?
Wait, the words leave me alone are cringy to you?
No, that was a joke.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out, like, are you just like, I have to be with people all the time?
I was just picking 3 words because you guys were I love you and what did you say, Ian? Oh, My Little Pony, I love you, and then leave me alone. They're just sets of 3 words.
My 3 words are Barney convention today.
What about you, Ian?
That should be like a Twitter bio. It's just I love you, My Little Pony, leave me alone.
Except that sounds like a Twitter bio from like 2012.
So it's The Rock's Twitter bio.
Wait a minute.
The Amazing Rock, sorry.
Oh, there we go.
I cringe when not at certain words, but the way people say certain words, where it's like it's like sometimes it's like actually an okay way to say it, and other times it's not. But like I hate
like data versus data.
Yeah, that's actually a good one. I actually don't like it when people say not
data.
Wait, which one do I not like? Never mind, maybe not data.
How
Actually,
about
I think
Wushington?
I'm okay with one.
I am fine with Washington. I am totally fine with Washington. The thing that gets me is Washington.
Washington?
Washington.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I'm fine with Washington. Washington is how it's pronounced. Washington is endearing. Washington is not how it's pronounced. It's not Washington. I'm not going to go into the bathroom and wash my hands. No, I don't need a washcloth in the shower. Thank you very much.
Okay. I think for me, I don't know that I can really think of words that I cringe at. I'm sure there are some. I've just erased them from my memory. My data banks aren't storing them.
I'm just going to start saying words and we'll just see if you cringe. Gamer.
Nope.
Fortnite.
Caramel.
What?
Tilted towers.
Flossing.
Hitting the quad.
Orange Justice.
Coddies.
Rick Sanchez.
Oh frick, what's that guy's name? Oh no, I can't even remember what. Oh my, the guy who was in the Spy Kids movies, the macho guy.
I don't remember his name.
Oh, you mean the guy that has like the accent?
Hold on a second. Tony Shalhoub.
I'm sorry, the guy that has the accent?
You know, he has the voice. You know that guy? Oh, there he is. Danny Trejo. There we go. I don't know why you would cringe with Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo's a cool guy.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, maybe I'll think of a cringe later.
I just like saying names now.
Which planet would you visit if you could go to any of them?
There's a planet with 2 suns. That's pretty cool.
I'm sure there are multiple planets with 2 suns.
Yeah, I guess so. There's a planet made of diamonds. Although it's like, you would die if you step outside your ship.
Now you're just speaking Doctor Who.
Could we go with the planet of the apes?
Sure.
That's not funny. I don't know. There's not like a specific planet. I've always wanted to visit Uranus. Oh man, I thought that'd be funnier.
Nope.
I think I would love to go to man, this is hard.
Wait,
I don't know.
I have one. Could I say Pizza Planet from Toy
Yes.
Story? Would that count? Okay, cool.
Mhm.
I want to go to Pizza Planet.
Okay.
I'm like looking at planets here, but they're all just so bland.
Gosh dang it, space is so boring. But I totally agree with you. I can't think of any good planet.
I'd love to go to Venus. Venus looks kind of cool.
Okay.
It's like Mars, but on steroids. The ground is like way more red. It's like a weird like orange red. It's like really bright orange.
You know where I would go?
What?
Probably Gallifrey or Mandalore.
Mandalore from the Mandalorian?
No, Mandalore from Star Trek.
No, from Star Wars. No, not from any specific show, just from Star Wars in
I
general.
couldn't even. I mean, I can't even think of a fictional planet that I want to go to.
You don't want to go to Hoth? Endor?
Not particularly. I don't know. Ewoks never really appealed to me.
Kashyyyk?
Isn't there like a big civil war going on there?
It depends on when you go.
Oh, well, technically, okay, yeah, that's the thing we gotta establish. Because if we go to Kashyyyk now, in the year of our Lord 2022, everybody's dead, because Star Wars takes place a long, long time ago.
That doesn't mean everyone's dead. It just means, you won't find any characters you know.
All the Wookiees will have, like, developed an extra toe.
Okay. Anyways, I really like this next question.
Alrighty.
What would you say if someone asks you for a random piece of advice?
Concentrate and ask again.
Don't warm up the noodles. Don't warm up the water, then put the noodles in it. For ramen specifically. I've found that when you heat up like a bowl of water in the microwave with the ramen already inside of it, it makes the entire process just so much faster.
What about you, Thatcher?
I would probably say just because asking for advice is, I mean, I like to give advice. I like to help people out and give counsel. However, the idea of giving advice is hard unless you have something more specific to aim for. This isn't the funny answer, but it's the true answer.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to think of something random to say off the top of your head.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if it's like you're in line at an ice cream place and somebody turns around and says, I need some advice, quick! I would probably say, go with something with chocolate. There's so many different flavors and varieties of chocolate that's hard to go wrong. Or if you want something fruity, go with huckleberry pie.
And then it turns out they're not actually asking about ice
They're asking
cream.
about proposing to their girlfriend or something.
Now they're giving her a chocolate ring.
Baby, huckleberry pie.
I don't know. I'd probably just say something off the top of my head like, always wear your shoes backwards.
How would you do that?
That's horrible
That
advice.
is for them to find out.
Do you mean
Now what you do is you take a knife or scissors and you cut a hole in the front of the shoe and then you reverse them and put your feet through that hole instead.
or do you mean that you're putting your shoes on the wrong feet, like in the hit film Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No. You wear them
Oh,
backwards.
okay. What type of weird feet you got going on there, boy?
I don't know. It'd probably just be something random like that. Just to confuse people. Okay, I think this is probably the last question. If you had an alter ego, what would its name be?
Are we talking about normal person or just an alter ego?
Yeah.
John Taco Bell.
That's already your alter ego, though.
No, it's not. I have an entirely realized other personality.
I think mine would be, oh, dang it, I don't know. I think I would just be, like, some sort of, like, random internet personality, and my alter ego, like, the name of my alter ego would be, like, maybe it's like Fluffy Raptor or something, and I'm like an internet crime fighter of justice. I don't know.
Fluffy Raptor. Hey guys, Fluffy Raptor here with the latest news. Did you know that people are jerks on the internet? But I'm here to stop that.
This is Fluffy Raptor. We need to delete Twitter from the world. Just delete
Except
it.
for the brand new Oh That's a Podcast Twitter account, which is at OTAP_podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, but everything else, just wipe it. We don't need it anymore. Just Thanos snap it.
What if we took out half of all Twitter accounts? I don't spend time on Twitter, so I wouldn't know what happened. But just think about it.
It'd literally just be the snappening, but Twitter just half the accounts get randomly deleted.
The snapping?
I like to call it the snapping. I thought that was a thing. The snapping.
I don't
People
know.
call it the snapping. No,
I like it though.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
I think my alter ego would be Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
Or perhaps Drew Carey. Hey, wait a minute. If you could, like, being John Malkovich or, like, mind swap with somebody, and you just have this option to do it at any time, it doesn't hurt the other person, the other person's totally fine with it, who would you choose? Where you can just be the other person for, like, a day and then tap back and be like you.
Be the other person or just like have all of their knowledge?
Be, like literally swap bodies with the other person. But the other person isn't, like, ruining your own life.
Swap bodies or like have a day in their shoe, like a day of their life?
You can swap at any time you want. You have a second life, and your second life is that person.
Okay.
So, like, you're Isaac Diatre, and also Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay. I'm not sure why you picked Benedict Cumberbatch, but I'll take it.
You're not sure why I picked Bunnerdun Cumberson? Benedict Bandersnatch? Crumbledon Bundersnatch?
Big stick ginger snap.
Butterscotch Cucumber Snatch?
Why is this name so
I don't
funny?
know.
I don't know
We love
why.
you, Mr. Benedung Cumberbatch. I'm scared that I'm going to say something accidentally offensive.
It's hard not to. It really is. I'm like trying to say something, but I keep accidentally like thinking of announcing
Butterscotch candy clutch.
Big sling winged. Big sling
What?
wingding.
That doesn't even make any sense.
I'm
I'm
just
Big
thinking
Sling
of random
Wingding.
stuff.
We did go into the multiverse of madness. You know, the multiverse is quite similar to the multiverse and everything everywhere all at once.
Is that your alter ego now, Ian?
That's my internet personality. It's Big Sling Wingding.
Big Sling Wingding! We found it. We found the title of the episode.
Oh my goodness.
I am Big Sling Wingding, and this is my sidekick, Tiny Grimy. I don't know.
Hey, I'm Tiny Grimy.
Never mind. Go away.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't like you anymore.
Okay. Oh!
By the way, we shouldn't refer to it as the snappening because there's already something called the snappening, and it was when like 200,000 privately archived photos from Snapchat were leaked to the
Oof.
public. So yeah.
Alrighty then.
Don't we love leaks on major content creation / social media platforms? It's so great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Well, I think that's just about all the time we have for today.
Yep, my alter ego would just be John Smith.
Oh, because it's from Doctor Who.
Who?
Exactly.
Also, because we have to be timely and relevant, new Doctor Who is revealed.
Hey.
Yeah. So, thank you for listening to Oh, That's a Podcast, an audio variety show where we talk about Coddies and Big Sling Wingding. Please make sure to follow us on Twitter. Dauntless, what's that Twitter?
It's OTAP_podcast.
You can find great things there, like all of the Amazon items from today, so you can play that game with your friends. Also, please make sure to donate to our Patreon. Ian, what can they find there?
They can find They can find exactly
Big
25
pictures.
25 foot by 12 foot posters, metal posters of my character Big Sling Wingding. It's like this beautiful like diorama of like many different big slings.
What
Of
does
the
Big Sling
Wingdings.
Wingding? What does Big Sling Wingding look like, Ian?
I like to think he's like a cowboy with like just the vest, and then he's wearing like giant cargo pants that are like a neon green and like
See, I can
flip-flops.
just
Wait. Sorry, continue.
Also, he has on like the glasses that have like the big nose with the mustache, and they're like round.
Big Sling Wingding.
But he's
Is
not buff.
he-
He's like really skinny, and he's like kind of like.
see. Now we just need
frail.
some art from Ian on this.
Of Big Sling Wingding. Yeah,
Oh,
subscribe
no.
to our Twitter where you can find art of Big Sling Wingding.
Well, yeah. So I figure like Patreon and Twitter, like what they would actually contain is like art from Ian, maybe some stickers or stuff with logos for me, and what would you have on there, Thatcher?
Just ASMR videos. If you do want to send us art of Big Sling Wingding, you can do it on our Twitter, or you can send us an email at the new nice and fresh meddlingmortals@gmail. Or no, hold on, that's the wrong podcast. At our new Gmail, which is that pod. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, that pod.
That pod. OHTHAT pod POD @gmail.com. I think that's it. Any other stuff that you guys need to talk? Oh, that's right. Our theme song is by J Pow. It's the song Lights. Also, the music for the Price is Wrong theme song was provided by Tokyo Megaplex, and it's just called The Price is Wrong. Ian, you got a pickup line for us?
Ooh yeah. Sorry, I was drawing big Sling Wing.
Already drawing big Sling Wing thing for us.
Yeah, kind of. All right, let me go to my. Oh no, that's the dad jokes one back when that was the thing. Hold up, pickup lines. Or bad pickup lines, not just pickup lines, really bad ones. Bad pickup lines. There we go. Yeah, yeah. All right, scroll to the bottom because that's where you get the worst ones. Okay, I don't know if this one's bad or good. To be honest, I actually kind of like it. I think it's clever. All right. Kiss me if I'm wrong, but dinosaurs still exist, right?
Oh dear. Thanks for listening.
I actually kind of like it.
You'll have to let us know how that one works for you, Ian.
Oh yes, I was planning on using a pickup line on a
fine lady.
I don't know. That was a joke. I have no social life. There's no one for me to use this on.
Well, thanks.
My life is sad.
On this sad, depressing note, thanks for listening to Oh That's a Podcast. Remember to squat up, make something sweet, and find your queen. And Oh That's a Podcast. Juice up your jello. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good night. Don't know why I said have a good night. It's kind of random. Editor, keep that in.
Alan, that's a bad name for a dog. Alan!